done, massive win.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. I'm absolutely delighted and very proud of the efforts and the performance overall from the team. I thought we were very unfortunate to find ourselves going the goal behind in the manner that we did, and probably should have actually been in front. Conor McLennan had a great header at the back post. I felt on the follow-up, I think it was Christian Ramirez was trying to put it into the back of the net, and I felt his ankles were clipped, so that could have been another penalty at the time, albeit I'm not going to criticise Alan Muir because he's gave us a couple and showed a lot of courage, I thought, the referee, to do that, because it's not very often you get 2 penalties, but both correct decisions. But I thought the reaction of the players from going the goal behind was brilliant. But I have to say as well, I thought the reaction of the supporters was even better, because it could have been very easy for them to think it was going to be another one of those days and to show their frustration and let that filter onto the pitch, but they didn't. They gave Calvin a great ovation, really motivated him, I felt, and really got behind the team and encouraged them to show the kind of positive reaction that they did.
The response was really good to that one goal that you're talking about, and in the end I guess it was relatively comfortable, fairly emphatic in the end.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was quite comfortable if you look at the scoreline, I suppose, but it never feels that way when you're on the sidelines watching it. People might make a big deal about the fact that Hibs went down to 10 men, but if anybody cares to look at the stats in the first 45 minutes when it was 11v11, we were in complete control of the game, dominate possession. The analysts told me in there we had about 150 more passes than Hibs, who have been given great plaudits in recent months about how they're this possession-based team. I thought the boys, from Joe Lewis right through the whole team, were excellent. There wasn't really any below par performances. We can still improve, we can still get better. We'll continue to work on that on the training ground. But I have to give great credit to the players, because their attitude and their application since I've came in, but particularly in the last couple of weeks towards what we've been asking them to do, they've been brilliant. So I'm delighted that hard work has paid off and that we've got the rewards of the 3 points in the bag. Albeit, with all of that said, we're still in a very poor position in the league table, and you're not going to get carried away. We have to win the next 2 games. It's as simple as that. But we can look forward to the Dundee game now with a little bit of confidence, and the feeling and the atmosphere around Cormac Park in the next couple of weeks will be a very positive one, which is good.
Yeah, and you're back in the mix. I mean, you're still in the same position in the table, but it's really cluttered. The gap between 4th and 10th is not much at all, and you can see the way now. You can see the path, I guess, to getting in the top half and maybe European qualification.
Well, absolutely, and that's got to be the belief, and that's got to be the mindset of the group. It's as simple as that. The players don't need reminded or don't need told that what happened prior to me coming in wasn't acceptable. They're a very honest bunch. For one reason or another, they find themselves in the position that they're in. For me, it's a false position for a club of this size with the quality of the squad that we've got available to us. But we can make amends, and that's what I said to the players and to the staff. We can regain a bit of pride in ourselves, but also the fans can regain a bit of pride in their team if we go and win these next 2 games, and if we pull off the very difficult task of getting top 6. It's not going to be easy. We're relying on 1 or 2 favours from the teams above us. We're looking at their fixtures and thinking where might they drop points, but we can't focus too much on them. We have to focus on ourselves, take care of the Dundee game first before we start thinking about the Ross County one. But if we win the next 2, puts us on 41. That was enough last season. Whether it's enough this season, we'll have to wait and see. But I thought the performance today was excellent. The fans were brilliant. This is a city full of very hard-working people. And I always believe that the team should reflect the people of the city. And I thought today they saw a really hard-working, honest performance, which reflects on the people of the city as well. So hopefully we'll get another couple of them before the split, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be enough. If we get top 6, I believe we'll get Europe.
And they saw a home-produced young talent in Conor Barron, who could clearly be something special. How good was he today?
Listen, Conor is a very, very good player. There's no doubt about it. He's got great potential. He's still got so much to learn and so much to improve on, which he knows. He's not getting above his station at all. He's one of the nicest kids you could ever wish to meet. Very down to earth, very grounded. His parents deserve a lot of credit for the way that they've brought him up. He's a pleasure to work with. We've just got to continue to nurture him and help him and help him continue with his development. He's been a breath of fresh air since I came in. You talk about bravery and courage and and all of that, and those kind of characteristics. The wee man's got that in abundance. You know, he demands the ball from the centre halves. In tight areas, he wants to play out of trouble. You know, it's very easy as a midfielder. I've played there and didn't have the ability to play out of those tight areas, but the wee man does. You know, and that takes courage, and that takes character, and they're the types of characters that we need here at Pittodrie if we are going to go and be successful. One other person I think deserves a great mention is Ferguson in the middle of the park. You know, albeit he scored the 2 penalties today, but I thought his overall performance was one of his best that I've seen him playing for a long time. I think he's touched the ball more today in an Aberdeen jersey than he's done for a hell of a long time. We've asked him to play a little bit deeper. I felt when we played against Aberdeen that Lewis was often too high and too far ahead of the ball and didn't get on the ball enough. We've asked him to play a little bit deeper, a little bit flatter, and run the game for us, and I thought him and Barron in particular done that today, along with McCrory, I have to say, in the middle of the pitch.
It was great to watch. Well done, Jim, and on to Dens, onwards and upwards hopefully next.
Looking forward to it, Rob. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Cheers, Paul.
Cheers.